So this week I'm going to show you how to make a comfort thong. They're very popular at the club. I kind of quit making them because I was having issues with one of my machines. So I'm going to alternate between my industrial machines and a home machine with a zigzag machine. So let's start sewing. We're going to start over at the serger. So you're going to sew the lining to the center piece, and then you're going to put the top edge on the top of it. You're just going to serger that together. And make sure you've got the lining in there with it. I always make sure if there's a lot of layers that I kind of line them up and that they're all there. So when you're done with that, it looks like it went over just a little bit. Sometimes it stretches when you sew, so I'm just going to cut that off. So you've got these two long strips, and they're stretchy because these are going to be like your waistband. And on this one, I guess I go about a ½ inch over like I do on most of my other ones, but this one I'm not going to cut it off. It's going to be a little bit different. So you're going to sew this one down to the side of the front of the thong. So I go down about an inch. Well, maybe it's a ½ inch. And then you're going to make sure that it all kind of lines up down here at the bottom, at the point down here, because these are going to both connect. And I'm going to pull on it just a little bit. I haven't made one of these in a few months, so I hope my memory is correct. So go ahead and serge. You're not going to sew all the way down. You're just going to sew it to this piece. Then the next one, you're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Make it go over about a ½ inch. It's not quite a ½ inch from where you're going to sew the top. And then you're going to sew it. Then you're going to do the same thing towards the bottom, and you're going to pull on it just a little bit so that it matches up with the other side. And make sure that your lining and the inside are all lined up. So that's how that's going to look. And that's going to look in the front. It picked up every piece. I'm going to kind of undo this real quick because it kind of puckered. Yep, I just pulled on it. It came out. So what we're going to do with the rest of this is we're going to put the shiny sides together, or the right sides together. And then we're going to serge it until we get to here somewhere. But you got to leave a little bit of room so that you can pull it through. So these are opposite. I already sewed this. This one you've just got the shiny sides together. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And just kind of wrap it around because you're going to pull this back through. So when you're done with that, you're going to take your little string turner thing. I think I've showed this to you before. And you're just going to pull these so that the right side's out. I'll do the other side slower. You're going to pull it through. See, it's got this little hook on it. And then you just hook that hook on the edge. And then you pull it through. So now we're at the straight stitch machine, and yeah, I couldn't decide if I was going to show you or not, but I might add it to the video and I might not. So you put these sides together, and then you're just going to sew it up to this spot right here. And I usually do the thicker part last because the fabric tends to stretch less. So there's the thick part right there, and then I'm just going to back stitch it. I forgot my scissors. Hold on. Okay, I have done that to both sides now, and I cut off all the extra threads, and I have my scissors now. So you're gonna just fold that over on the inside and hide this, because this is gonna be the inside of the thong. And from what I said before, I always go from the not as thick side to the thicker side. And I'm just gonna sew that back and forth. And I usually cut off the extra fabric. And make sure this doesn't like overlap out. Push it kind of towards the inside so it doesn't show. And this one, the thread came out, so I'm going to push it under a little bit. And now I'm going to cut this off also. So the next thing we're going to do is go to the zigzag machine. I need to thread it and figure it out because I have never really used this machine very much. So I'll see you at the zigzag machine. We're at a home sewing machine now. It has been months since I used this machine. I had to watch a YouTube video. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the serger part and fold it over to the inside, and you're just going to kind of stitch it down all the way around. There's multiple stretch stitches you can do on different machines. Yeah, you have to put your pressure foot up and down in the back. On an industrial machine, you do it with your knee. So it's kind of throwing me for a loop here, but here we go. So I'm just going to kind of stitch this down. Now right here is where it was messing up on my cover stitch machine. So hopefully this will repair it doing this home machine, because this is a popular thong. This was another spot right here because it's thick. So you're just going to do it all the way around, and then just kind of push it out so that it's really taut or tight up to the side. And then when you get to the end where you're going to meet where you started, you're just going to kind of stretch it and tuck in the part where you put that Turner string in there. You're going to manipulate the fabric. So I always start like at the bottom or at the crotch because you can't really see that spot. Well, I guess unless you're on stage opening up your legs, I guess that would be the only other time. So this is where I turn the string around. So instead of having that visible, I'm going to just kind of tuck it in there to get rid of it. And then I'm going to sew all the way around like I did the other one. And I am tugging a little bit because it was kind of getting stuck underneath. And then I back stitched it. So I'm going to kind of show you how I measure the back thong piece. Maybe I'll just pin it and show it to you on the straight stitch machine. So we're going back to the straight stitch machine. Okay, so now I'm back to the straight stitch machine, the industrial machine. If you have a home machine like I just used, you can just trade it for the straight stitch. Industrial machines are so much faster. That zigzag stitch was making me about saw some Z's and take a nap. So you're going to overlap one side from the other. You want to check and see that both of your straps are the same length on both sides. This one was a little off by about 1/2 inch, so there's like a little bit more fabric over here than over there. See, they don't kind of line up. See, there's kind of a pucker right there. So you actually just sew this over, and I'll probably just stretch it so that it matches up. So here we go. And I've seen these before where, I don't know, they made some sort of a triangle in here or something, and it didn't come to a nice Y like this, so that when they put it on, it kind of flapped out. I didn't really like it, so I changed it. And you can see where this side had more fabric than the other because I stretched it to make it fit. This is the first one I've done in quite a while, so I'm kind of re-teaching myself. And then I'm just going to sew down the other side. Stretch it a little bit so that that fabric fits. So this is the completed comfort thong. When they put it on, it's going to stretch right back out. I mean, I'm stretching on it just a little bit and it lies flat. But it is really popular. If you guys want me to make a pattern, just send me a message, and I don't know, the pattern will probably be like $20 because this is quite a popular thong. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my short tutorial on how to make a comfort thong.